Hey, what's up guys, Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV, and in this video, I'll give you a full video comparison between the Huawei P40 Pro against the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus, and I'll let you guys know which device that I would choose at the end of this video, so keep watching. Now, starting from the design and build, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus had a slightly bigger form factor since it had a bigger screen, and the P40 Pro did feel a bit heavier with just the right weight and also the overall better feel in the hands. Now, since both phones are flagships, the rear is made of glass, but what's unique about the P40 Pro is the fact that it had a nice glass matte-like finish, which made the phone look very premium and unique to really set apart from the other flagships, and both phones is IP68 dust and water resistant. Now, in terms of the ports and buttons, there is a very slight difference in the placements of the buttons, where both had the volume and the power button on the right. And on top of the P40 Pro, there is the IR blaster, which is not present on the S20 Plus or any Samsung phones for quite a while now. And the S20 Plus has the SIM card and the micro SD card slot above. Other than the USB-C port below, there is one of the two stereo speakers on the S20 Plus, where other than the single speaker on the P40 Pro, there's the SIM and the nano memory card slot over there. Alright, looking at the phone's display, the P40 Pro comes with a 6.5-inch AMOLED display, and the S20 Plus comes with a bigger 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED screen with a slightly higher resolution of 1440 by 3200 pixels instead of a 1200 by 2640 pixels on the P40 Pro. Then the S20 Plus has a refresh rate up to 120Hz, but there is a compromise on the screen resolution up to only FHD. However, the P40 Pro has the maximum refresh rate of 90Hz with its full resolution. Now, when I was scrolling between both devices side by side, I wouldn't say there is a huge difference between 120Hz and 90Hz from a real-time usage when I was using the phone as my daily driver. So, how's the video viewing experience then? Well, when I put the phone side by side, the screen looks identical, where the only difference is that the S20 Plus had a slightly more saturated screen when it comes to viewing videos. So yes, this does come down to a personal preference. Now, before comparing the image and the video quality for both phones, let's first look at the specs. Now, the Huawei P40 Pro comes with the Ultra Vision Leica quad cameras at the back. First is a 50 megapixel f1.9 lens with the RYYB sensor and OIS for the main lens, a 40 megapixel f1.8 ultra wide angle lens, a 12 megapixel periscope with 50 times digital and 10 times optical telephoto lens, and that telephoto lens is also equipped with the RYYB sensor and a 3D depth sensor TOF camera. Then the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus comes with a 12 megapixel f1.8 wide lens. Then there's a 64 megapixel f2.0 telephoto lens, a 12 megapixel f2.2 13mm ultra wide angle lens, and there's also the TOF 3D depth sensor as well. Now, pictures on the main lens and the ultra wide angle lens was great. The sensor size for the P40 Pro is way bigger, so you will get more detail on the main lens. But when it comes to both of the phone's pictures, I prefer the colors coming out from the P40 Pro since the overall colors are not too saturated on the automatic mode on the camera. As you guys can see, the night mode for the P40 Pro has way better details on the highlights, and the pictures did not look like it was overexposed during a night, which they used to do previously, and Samsung has decided to do the opposite by really increasing the highlights, which did not make the photos look natural. And again, the saturation is bumped up during the night shots with a different color temperature for both phones. Now, when it comes to zooming capabilities, the periscope lens on the P40 Pro is far more superior, as it gives up to 50 times zooming capabilities, where the S20 Plus can zoom digitally up to only 30 times, where the overall detail is not as good as the P40 Pro, so you'll surely get a better zoom with more clarity on the P40 Pro. Now, in terms of the camera software, the S20 Plus has the single take mode, where you just have to point to a particular scene as it takes a bunch of photos and videos, where it takes some random photo filter shots and some video footage through its AI processing. Then the P40 Pro comes with a one-of-a-kind advanced image processing like no other smartphone, which is the AI Golden Snap. Where firstly there is the AI Remove Reflection, which will remove unnecessary reflection after taking photos. Then there's the AI Remove Passerby, which removes passerbys or photo bombers up to 2%, where it combines several frames into one with a nicer and a cleaner background, but due to the MCO and the social distancing situation, I couldn't test that. Then finally, there is the AI best moment, which gives you the best shot when taking moving objects. So yes, overall you'll surely get a best photography camera and a more versatile lens on the P40 Pro. Then as for the front camera, the P40 Pro has a 32 megapixel f2.0 lens, where the other is an IR sensor catered to face unlocking and is also great for low light situations. Then the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus has a 10 megapixel f2.2 lens, where I have to say that I love how the image processing on the P40 Pro has vastly improved, not only comparing to the S20 Plus, but compared to any other smartphones out right now. Then the Pro Bokeh on the P40 Pro has a better background blur, and I love how the autofocus is really quick to really lock onto the focus on my face when I was quickly taking a shot. As for the video taking capabilities, the P40 Pro records up to 4K UHD 2160 up to 60 frames per second, where the S20 Plus records up to a massive 8K resolution of 4320p up to 24 frames per second. Now, while I absolutely love the high resolution videos, since I shoot 6K resolution for my YouTube videos, the 8K video was great, but at this point of time, it is still not as mature enough to be used from a day-to-day basis, especially on the autofocus and image stabilization, and you can't even upload these 8K resolution videos on Instagram, so keep that in mind. However, the 4K video for both devices were very nice and crisp, with again a slightly saturated colors on the S20 Plus. Then as for the front video camera, it records up to 4K 2160 up to 60 frames per second on both of the phones. Oh, one thing really worth mentioning is that the S20 Plus gets really hot, till the point that I had a message which says that the camera was not able to turn on, which I had to wait for a while, close to about 10 minutes or so before I could turn the camera on again, where I was only taking photos, not videos, during the day. While there weren't any issues on the P40 Pro, not sure whether or not a software update would be able to fix this, but I just thought I would let you guys know. So before I go further, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, do give this video a nice big thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated. Now let's talk about the audio. The S20 Plus comes with a stereo speaker which is tuned by AKG, one down below, and the other on the earpiece area, and the P40 Pro has a single speaker, so yes, the S20 Plus wins in this category, and here's a quick sound test. Now as for the phone's battery, the P40 Pro comes with 4200 mAh of battery, and the S20 Plus comes with a slightly bigger 4500 mAh of battery. Now usually I would say size does matter when it comes to the phone's battery, but that was not the case, as the EMUI's battery optimization is the best on any smartphones out right now, where I got a total of 5 hours and 28 minutes of screen on time at 10% battery, compared to only 4.5 hours on the S20 Plus with automatic brightness turned on without dark mode at 10% battery when using both phones as my daily driver. And on top of that, the P40 Pro has a fast charging up to 40 watts compared to only 25 watts on the S20 Plus, and wireless charging up to 27 watt versus 15 watts on the S20 Plus, and even a better reverse wireless charging up to a massive 27 watts, where the S20 Plus only had 9 watts of reverse wireless charging. So yes, with this, the P40 Pro wins hands down in the battery department. Now as for the software and the overall experience, both obviously comes with Android 10 with the EMUI 10 skin with no Google Play services on the P40 Pro, so yes, enough with that question already. Then the S20 Plus comes with the One UI 2.0, where I'm sure you guys know, based on my usage, I prefer the navigation on the S20 Plus, especially with a swipe in the middle of the screen to go to the notification panel. However, if you want the ultimate software experience, the P40 Pro gives you the best connectivity, since it is a 5G device with the Kirin 990 5G chipset compared to the Exynos 990, so it is a future-proof device. And there are many other features on the P40 Pro like the Huawei Share and the multi-screen collaboration, where you can easily transfer files from the phone to other Huawei devices like the Huawei's laptop, and you can even transfer files wirelessly through the MatePad Pro, which is Huawei's latest tablet. Then there's also the Meet Time, which is similar to FaceTime and WeChat and WhatsApp video, but the difference is that the Huawei Meet Time is streaming at Full HD 1080p instead of 720p, and because of the IR sensor in front, it gives you a clearer video performance even under low light, with other devices which supports meet time as well. So if you're already into the whole Huawei ecosystem, like using their laptops or tablets, you'll experience a way better integration between all of the devices. And if you guys are wondering whether or not I could live without Google Play services from a day-to-day basis, well, I'll leave a video link at the card above for you guys to check out how I live without them. Now, as for gaming, both devices played games like Asphalt 9 and PUBG perfectly without any issues. But again, the S20 Plus again heats up right at the top part of the phone just slightly during a long gameplay, but there were no heating issues on the P40 Pro. Alright guys, so there is everything you guys need to know about the Huawei P40 Pro and also the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. As you have seen, there are some pros and cons for each. For me, if I really had to choose between these two, because the P40 Pro is currently the best when it comes to photography and has the best connectivity, and not to mention an amazing battery life, since it is a 5G smartphone and I have the MatePad Pro as my daily tablet. The overall ecosystem and the software integration for both has been second to none, but do let me know which one would you guys choose at the comment section below. Now, as for the price here in Malaysia, the Huawei P40 Pro is going for 3,899 ringgit and the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus is priced at 3,999 ringgit, and I'll leave a link down below for you guys to get yourself one depending on which device that you choose. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this video helpful in making your purchase decision. And if you did, be sure to give this video a nice big thumbs up and subscribe to Adam Lobo TV to show your support for more videos like this. My name is Adam Lobo and I'll catch you guys in my next video. So, how's the video viewing AI remove reflection, which will remove As for the video taking capabilities, the F40 Pro